Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are getting ready to start a new season of runners, and it's a whole new system of runners. So, with that in mind, I'm going to kick it over to Jesse to give us a little bit of an idea of what's happening with the system, in case you don't feel like listening to 3 hours of us talking about system mechanics. And we'll get a recap for the game, and we'll jump in.
All right. Brief TLDR of me, John, and Kevin's 3-hour discussion, where Runners is no longer a core system. It has evolved. It has gone beyond. It's now kind of a mash of Core and Blades in the Dark and Burning Wheel and Cipher and whatever machinations I could come up with. And so the basics are still there, right? It's still runners. It's still people building suits, going out there. It's still a D6 pool system. It's just the from my standpoint, at least, hopefully we've strengthened the bones of the game in this. We're able to mold it into what makes runners good. So with that, we're putting a little bit more emphasis on the specializations that we never actually used before, which kind of help the runners differentiate themselves from each other, even more so outside of what the suit build is. We're changing up the resolution mechanic. So in the vein of games like Blades in the Dark and Cipher, the GM does no rolling. It's all on the side of the players. We're still using, like I said, the D6 pool. We're still using expertise. We're still using effects, all that kind of good stuff. But instead, it's going to be more so on a sliding scale. A tug of war battle between the players and the GM, so to speak. That's where we're at right now. So we're gonna be even more of a play test with runners. Beforehand, runners was just kind of like, okay, core is a thing. We know how that works. Let's see if we can make runners work. And now it's okay, let's find out how runners works and actually do some stuff. That being said, I'm not entirely sure if our game is actually going to change all that much. So we'll see how much we still interact with all the mechanics and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to push this campaign into a more mechanics heavy thing just because we're playtesting. If I need to do that, then we'll pull aside and we'll do like little side shots where we can focus, mechanic focus, but I'm not going to mess this game up to do that. So speaking of this game, we are, like John said, getting into the third season. You guys have been through some stuff in a supernatural, where have they been kind of overview. They have been to Zane. They rescued, they found some stuff out that, all the clones, everything like that. They found out that Mara was cloned against her will. She killed her clone. Marla, at the same time, from Ingram, had been caught on her way to Zane. And they got a signal from her. They were able to get out and rescue her. Coming back, they found out that the giant cluster of users that they had passed a few times was the mainframe that they had disconnected from Anne's network in order to power Zane and to run their systems. And as they were coming in, Mara was going out because her punishment for committing murder inside Zane was to become part of the mainframe. And Now, with that knowledge, they decided they cannot stay there. And so they needed to get Brock and needed to get out. And they did that. They, killed one person, maybe two. But they grabbed Brock. They made it out. And eventually made it back to Ingram. And as they were coming up the lift back into the warehouse, Huxley's phone started to blow up. And it was text after text after text after text from Miss Joanna. And finally voicemails. And her ending message was for him to run. And that's where we are right now.
Okay. And none of that was communicated out past Huxley when we ended, right? I didn't re-listen to the episode.
What do you mean?
So that's where we ended with Huxley looking at his phone. So they don't know, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, they have no idea. Right now, it's only Huxley reading his text messages saying, where are you? What's going on? Why are they looking for you? And then go run.
Yeah. Guys, Mr. Mom said we've got to run. They're looking for us. She doesn't know why. She must have texted me like 100 times. He reaches out, starts punching the button to go back down. I don't know. They were probably waiting for us.
So Smokey will look around, just it's probably not very effective, but he's just looking around to make sure no one jumps out. If we go, can we go? Are we physically able to go? Huxley, are our suits, or have we taken our suits off? Do we need to charge up? Do we need to rest? If we've got to run, then how far are we going to be able to get?
I don't know. I mean, the suits are going to need to charge. He'll start tapping to bring up what's the closest place we can go to. What do your reserves look like? How much power do you have left? I'll see if I can find some place for us to go. I don't know. And then he's doing not calculations, but he's doing he's looking at the suit, how much power do I have? Where what's the closest thing? I as far as our narrative, it's probably under the bridge, but are there other things tagged within our runners database of Green Tree is 4 miles that way. We've never been there, but we might be able to make that,
Right, maybe. So you are temporarily connected. You are in Ingram, so you're connected to their internal network, right? So, and technically you're connected to the runner database at this point. Mm-hmm. Why don't you go ahead and give me a brains check? So you're going to give me a brains test. Look at that mechanics right off the bat.
You said we were going to do this much. God.
I know. Sorry. But this is going to play right in. So in the system, your average DL is going to be 5. So unmodified, just straight up, it's always going to be 5. Do you have any expertise or edge or anything like that can assist you in this?
So the edge that I have, which questionable whether or not this would be applicable, is helper with the behavior of I can fix it. So it feels like that leans into that. I'm going to try to get us out of here. I just got to pull this information kind of thing.
Is that your driver?
It is my edge, Huxley's edge.
Your edge, so your edge driver.
Correct. Which it
All
turns
right.
out I don't have a snag. I think we talked about something, but I don't have anything written down.
Oh, we'll come up with something. Damn it!
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry. All right. So with this, so you can use your driver edge. But remember, so again, new rules. God, we're going to this a lot more than I thought. I prompted this. Nothing's going to change. We're not going to talk about rules. We are. So the leveling, the XP mechanic has changed. So whereas before you got 1 XP for a yes and or a no and, now you get XP in the loose sense. You get XP when you tap a driver, right? When you're tapping into a driver, and you can only tap your edge and your snag once per session, right? So if you would like to do it now, if you would like to add your driver edge to it, you can tap into that now if you'd like, and it'll lower that DL from 5 to 4.
We're like 3 minutes in, guys. What do you think?
We are, right?
I would say not use it, but
Yeah, right. Because something else might be more. Yeah, I don't know. All right. I'm not going to
get into the shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I got to go get that die. Hold on.
Nice. All right. Well,
I can hear it running away
while his dice is bouncing away from him.
Hey, it's 6.
Okay, never mind.
Can I use that?
No.
Damn it. All right. I got a 4, so I fail. Well, it's no but.
Correct. So it's a failure with an edge. So it's so you don't know. So you do a quick scan of the database and you can't find anything. Maybe you're using the incorrect parameters. Maybe it's just too general of a search in the short amount of time you have. But you can't find anything closer than Under the Bridge that you already knew about.
And that was a pretty long run, though, right? Like that
was a decent way away. Yeah,
it was like 8 or 9 hours, I think. I want to say.
Let's see, it would be around 9 to 10. I mean, not super long. Around 9 to 10 blocks away.
Because all that stuff's changed now too. Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
So in Huxley's estimation, because now I'm not, I don't know, with the reserves that we have, which I imagine are minimal, because we just came off like in the old system, a 12-hour run.
Right. Yeah.
Do I feel like we can make that?
I mean, you guys have like only a handful of power left right now, right?
Okay.
Like, especially Smokey.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Smokey only has like barely his reserve left at this point.
Yeah. So. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I can't find anything. Nothing's coming up except for Under the Bridge, and it's too far. We're not going to make it.
How's Brock doing? Can someone check to see how he's doing? Right, because it's just not the three of us, right? It's Brock's with us.
Yeah, he's on the container on your back right now.
Yeah, but how much?
So you still do have your edge. So you have a positive in the scene. So you could use that to say he's still doing, like, he'll make it.
Yeah, that was my thought. Was it?
Yeah,
I actually forgot about him, but so I'll use it for that. My original thought was that, like, when the doors open, nobody's there, like they haven't clocked the fact that we're
either or yet. Yeah.
But I feel like it's, I don't know, that's rough.
You know what? I think I could use my edge, because my edge is making sure others survive, and why wouldn't I use that on my brother if not anyone? I mean, no offense to you guys, obviously you're my guys, but like, this is my brother, so of course that would be my first priority, is to make sure that he's okay, because if he's not okay,
also, I mean, not to meta it too, but if you guys have to recharge, like, you have to do something. Right.
Yeah.
So if you have to do something for your suits, you might as well, do something for him too. So,
all All right. Well, so then I'll use the but as when the doors open, no one's around yet. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
not. No one ever shows up to realize
Yeah,
that
right,
we're
yeah.
here.
And-
Turns out Ingram's empty. We have it all to
Yeah,
ourselves
yeah,
now.
Yeah. This is something I was going to do in response to Huxley before, but we got to kind of get murked into all of the mechanics. But Zuchy would just basically say, he'd be like, well, if we go somewhere, like, where do we go? I mean, who can we trust at this point? We have no clue.
I don't know if we can trust too many people here, though. Either we kind of left in a blaze of glory before, so.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but it seems like everywhere we go, we kind of leave a bad taste in people's mouths.
Well, we could trust Miss Joanna.
Well, there's one.
I didn't mean to imply we couldn't. It's just, we
just have to make it to her and not get caught.
I mean, I don't know if we should. I don't want to put her in any danger.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's trying to send us a warning.
Is there a place that we know where we can charge our suits that we can be out of the way of anybody's sight?
I mean, we haven't used the garage mechanic yet, so I don't think we have one. We'd have to do it here in the warehouse.
That is true.
I mean, the barracks has a garage, but I mean, they have to have charging ports here too.
Yeah, there's got to be somewhere that's got ports other than there.
So if we can get a bit of a charge, right? So let's try to get charged up a bit, and just keep our eyes peeled to make sure no one surprises us and we've got to make a run for it more before we're ready.
Well,
I just don't know if we can just, hide somewhere and snake an extension cord so no one can see us, but that would probably
if we already got accepted in here,
and they're going to
obviously they're going to know we're here.
Yeah.
They're not just going to let us in here and just be like, "Oh, good luck, have fun." They know we're here. I think we need to be cautious.
Why? Okay, I got to turn that off. That's annoying. Okay, Smokey's thinking he may do something rash, so just give me a second.
Wait, what?
Longest elevator ride ever.
Yeah,
right.
The elevator opens up, and
as you talk, you're looking around, and the elevator does go, and then it settles down, and those the plate, the lead plate doors begin to open. Bing. And as they do, you just see the general hustle and bustle of the warehouse. It doesn't appear as though anybody is paying attention to you right now.
We've been in here before, right? We've come through here. I don't know how much time we've actually spent like in the warehouse proper. Do we know of any place that's sort of out of the way where we could like potentially hide and charge? I'm assuming the charging stations would be in a more public or more visible space, I guess.
Well, for suit specific, the level below you is where all of the suit storage is. Mm-hmm. And that's where they have, the mechanics bays and the charging stations and all that kind of stuff.
Can we, do the suits have like a transponder where they can track the suits? And if so, can we turn those off? Like our ID would ping at the gate, right? Like we'd have to scan in or whatever. But then can we turn them off so they don't know where we are?
You know what? If you want to do some kind of hacking or engineering or like electrical or anything like that, go ahead.
So we've rolled electronics into mechanics, right? Like that's all one thing now?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Do I have to do each suit individually, or is that something like I can?
No, just give me, because you've worked on these suits. So I'll let's do it all in one roll, and we'll see. This is more so how fast you can get to them and how quickly you can do it, rather than if you can do it. Okay. So again, 5. Do you have, what's your mechanics?
Is 2, so it brings us down to
all
3.
Right, so that brings your DL to a 3.
Okay, so he just goes, the charging ports are downstairs. I'm gonna see if I can turn off the transponder, and then maybe they know we're here, but they might not know like where we are exactly. Like if we get out of the suits, as long as someone doesn't see us, it's probably fine.
Just do it, Hux.
Okay, all right, I get it. I get 2 1s and a 5, so that's a yes.
Nice, there you go. So that is a success with an edge. So yeah, you actually end up finding them. And they're basically like almost like dead man switches on the suits, right? So you're just like, oh, and get click, click, click. And what else you got? You get a bonus from it.
I could get a text to Miss Joanna.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I get like, okay, I got it. We need that downstairs, and then like he'll grab his phone and text her and be like, Mom, we're here, but we're stuck. We don't have enough power to leave. We're gonna try to charge the suits and go, and then send.
Okay.
And she reads it in that panicky voice,
Right,
and she just knows.
So I would try to let's hurry up and get charged up and try to keep a low profile. But yeah, let's get some juice back into this, and then we can see what Miss Joanna comes back with, and then we can make a decision there. So if we make it, will we be able to get to where we need to go? Oh, I guess this is asking too much. Let's just go make for where Huxley says we can charge up, and then we'll see what comes from there and what Smokey does, how Smokey reacts.
All right. Why don't Smokey go ahead and give me a presence test.
Ooh, I'm glad I loaded up on my presence. So I got 4 on presence.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Well, because that rolls into the the talking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a 6.
Nice. All right. So that's a yes. So as you are walking by, so you're right now walking in the yellow zone, right? The caution zone. You need to make it over to the green area where it's okay for people to be, right? So there's the yellow, there's the orange, which is the loading area, the red where only robots and go. And right by the green is the receptionist's desk. And there's a woman who looks probably in her late 50s, early 60s, with like a headset on, visor on it, and a big bandage on the front of her head.
Oh, no.
And lucky for you guys, you're able to kind of skirt by her quickly enough that she only sees the back of your suits, and you don't have a load on you or anything like that. At least nothing that she cares about, right? So she lets you pass without she actually go and like turns back to her headset and like starts AR typing away again.
What happened to her? She had a big bandage on her head.
we'll talk about it later. But let's go get somewhere safe. Because I think it was Smokey and Zuchy was there the last time. I don't think Huxley was there, right?
Yeah.
There's low ceilings. I think she was rushing through a door.
You should be more careful. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to Smokey's looking back over his shoulder, just make sure that, we're not being followed or anything. Obviously with the dead man switch hit, then we should be all right. No one tracking us, but I don't want anyone to physically track us other than just technologically track us.
Are we able to make it downstairs?
Yeah. So you're able to make it down. There doesn't seem to be a lot of activity right now. So you don't pass anybody. If you wanted, now question for you: do you want to go back to the docks that you are, so like the prep room that you normally go to, or do you just want to go into like the first one that's available?
The first one that's available doesn't look like anybody's around.
Yeah, that was the vibe I picked up when John rolled, that Huxley said,
Okay.
"Oh, I found a place." So that was kind of what I was thinking. It was just whatever.
Yeah, we don't want to go to our
whatever
spot.
was.
Right. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What would be the last thing they'd expect?
There you go. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, if we just find a spot and it doesn't look like anybody's around, like I'm sure all the connectors are the same or
it's all
transfer,
universal,
like pop
yeah.
this one off, put this one on, whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you pop into the first one, and all these rooms look most of the same, right? With this one, there are 5 bays in this room. 3 of them are taken up by current suits. So you can.
One of them's getting unplugged.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, he doesn't even he just goes over like, nope. Puts it.
There we go.
Smokey will try to, he'll look over to Huxley and just say, hurry up and help me get out of my suit first. I have an idea, so let's just get me out first, and then you guys can get yours out. So Smokey just wants to try to get his done, and get out of his suit as quick as he can.
Huxley turns and looks at the camera, and then turns back to Smokey and starts undoing all the clasps.
All right, what's your plan?
Once Smokey's out of the suit, he's going to look around for a chair, grab a chair, if there is one, and just say, "I'm going to be on the other side of this door. Don't come out and don't open it unless you hear this knock." And I'll just do like 3 quick knocks. But get these suits charged up and be ready to spring at a moment's notice. And then he'll just drag the chair out, close the door, lean the chair in the door, and then sit down. So which way does this door go? Does it swing inwards or outwards? I guess that's also.
We'll say these are like pocket doors, so it's like a sliding door. Yeah.
Okay. So once the door closes, I'll just, on the outside of the room, I'll just put the chair down, sit down, and lean back up against the door.
All right.
I don't know if he should be out there like that, Mr. Zuchy. What if somebody recognizes him?
Yeah, it feels like people would recognize him more than they would be us, because when he does things with a flair, and we're just kind of behind the scenes almost. It seems like.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah, he's kind of an old coot. He's kind of set in his ways. Let's not try to change him at least today.
Do you want to stay in your suit, or do you want to get on stretch?
I think he's like silent for a second. He's kind of contemplating. He's like, no, I think I'm gonna stay in the suit. I think we have to be high alert for anything that happens. If you'd like to do it, go ahead. But I think I'm gonna stay in my suit.
Well, he said to be ready, so I mean, I guess I'm gonna stay, but like he'll have to get in his. I mean, it's still gonna take some time.
Well, maybe we can swap out once we get to a certain point. Once you think that I'm at a safe place where I've got enough charge, maybe we can swap out and I can relieve him of his duties.
Okay. If you think that'll work, is there anything that I can do to quick charge us? Like I don't know.
So if depending on how much you guys want to charge up your suits, right? Like if you want to charge them up to full capacity, like it's going to take a few hours to be here, right?
I don't think we have that amount of time. Yeah.
Right. And
It'll
let's
be fine.
see. What are you guys running right now?
I don't know. We didn't rebuild.
Currently,
he's got the
if
stats.
you wanted to make it, let's see.
So how about this? The only place that I know that we can go to currently is under the bridge. So I would want to have enough charge for us to get there.
Right.
So whatever that,
you would need the most you would need. Smokey needs 17 power to get to under the bridge.
Okay.
Hux needs 12. Zuchy needs 10.
We gotta fix that moving forward.
Well, but we don't have a load, and
you have no load, right?
Turn gear off, so our drain should be a lot less.
Yeah.
Right. Like we don't need to run. We have like gyros and we have other shit on there that we could probably turn off.
Because
we're just trying to.
So the only thing that's draining
I heard
the
that,
boomer right now outside of the stuff like the vital systems and plating and stuff like that is his proximity sensor. So if you did turn that off, he'd only need 15.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could probably do without it. Like, Huxley's making all the calculations.
So I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in this, but so we're not doing a load, but isn't Brock considered a load, or am I?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
we're not gonna leave him.
I was gonna say that.
Sorry.
Just write him off. All right, I see how it is.
The question is, how big were we considering Brock?
I mean, I assumed he was sort of in a fetal position.
Yeah,
with the bottle.
But he's in that case thing.
Yeah.
So
let's see. Depends upon more on how well the case is,
Right.
5x4, maybe.
Right. So I'm gonna roll a d6 and we'll cut it in half, and we'll say that's gonna be his size. So we'll do like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 1.
Oh, nice.
So he's only 1,
Small.
and Smokey's might is a 1, right? Which means you can carry. So Smokey right now can carry one cargo load without being encumbered.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's not even including the suit. So yeah, your load right now is actually 3. So you can carry up to 3 while not taking on any other drain. So you're
2 other Brocks to attach to him. That sounds like fun.
So, Jesse, maybe it's a good thing I didn't pick 0, because I would have to change my might, I think, if I was doing 0.
Because the 0 is also all about actually boosting your cargo capacity up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And like we said before, we're not moving the suit, right? The suit's probably moving us more than we're moving.
Right.
The suit,
exactly.
so.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think it would
So
make
you
sense
are-
that the people that are part of that signal or whatever are probably, again, they're not eating or drinking anything, so they're probably pretty wayfish. So a size 1
Oh, yeah.
kind of makes sense for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
The shape.
And
he
even
was
then,
in,
it's
yeah.
not necessarily Brock creating the load, but the container
case.
that like the
Yeah.
shell he's in and all the equipment and all that kind of stuff. So
True.
but yeah, so you'd need, if you turned all of your non-vital stuff off, then you could get, in theory, as long as nothing happens, you could get
Yeah.
2 under the bridge with 15 power.
Okay, so Huxley wants to pop his Oxbots if
Yep.
that stacks with my mechanics, because they have a mechanics
It does.
at 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so that theoretically brings the DL down to 1.
So
Or is it a higher DL?
I'm going to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench in here. So your basic DL would be 5, right?
Mhm.
However, you are trying to essentially hack organization like tech, right? Like you're attempting to cause the technology, cause the charging stations to overpower themselves to charge faster, right?
Mhm.
So because of that, I will bump the DL up to 7.
Up to 7.
That being said, so you have what, a 3,
2.
or you have a 2,
And
right?
then the
And then your
Oxbots
Oxbots are
2.
also a 2.
Mhm.
So that brings it down to a 3.
Okay, I'm going to do it. It's, Mr. Zuchy, if I get the bots out, I think maybe I can get these to charge faster.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
That's going to really help us.
Okay. Uh-oh. 5. Okay. Yeah, but no, I got a 5.
Nice. And what does this look like? What does your little bot look like?
So like he's still in the suit. So like
Yep.
he like taps a couple of buttons on his Mr. fucking Pibb or whatever the fuck it is. And like out of the back, like boop, like brrr, these little bots come out, and then they're like little spheres, almost like the pups. But then like the little arm, like the balls like has little almost like the murder spheres in Phantasm, right? So like a little window like opens up and like little mechanized arms come out, and they just start like floating around, and he's tapping away like, all right, we gotta like do this thing, and they're like beep beep beep, and then they kind of like come down, and he's got the tools and everything, and they're like sticking their little mechadendrites in there to like help do stuff. I don't know.
Nice. All right, so yeah, we'll say that's the success with an edge. So you're able to increase it. And how do you want to use that edge?
So if the success decreases the amount of time, that's cool. I would say that the edge would be that it's not detected in the software, so it doesn't ping
you, right?
like, oh, this station has an error and someone should go check it. So he like disables the alarm or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Nice. You've overridden the security, like the blocks for it that would alert the system to be like, there's something wrong with this, send a tech out.
And I don't even think
a
it's
suit
Huxley.
blows up.
It's probably the bot. Like it pings back and it says security, and he's like, "Oh yeah, take care of that."
Nice. All right, so yeah, we're gonna say that you're able. It would have normally let's say it takes 10 power per hour to charge normally, right? and you've been able to boost it up to 15 per hour. So you'll be able to have Smokey's suit charged up to the point where he'll be able to make it to under the bridge in about an hour.
Okay. All right. And then, so if he's going to be good at just 15 and I only need 12, then Huxley's calculating, okay, well, if push comes to shove, I can always transfer some of my power as Zuchy's power because Zuchy's only needs 10. So, like, I know we've got a buffer that we can play with, and I have the cables and stuff to be able to do, in theory, do all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
Have I gotten a text back yet?
You have not.
Oh, well, I don't like that. But I can't say anything because she's not here. I don't have anybody to interact with. What's going on with Smokey?
Smokey is smoking. He's leaning against the door, leaning back in the chair, back on the two legs, and just, keeping an eye down the hallways and seeing if anybody's coming.
Did you like grab a coat that was in the room or a hat or did you do anything to try to?
No, I think you and Kurt brought up a good point that Kevin didn't think, and Smokey wouldn't have anyway. So I think Smokey was more, if trouble comes, then Smokey will try to dissuade anybody from, coming in other than, than us just hiding. I think I was just being more, look, the issue is if someone recognizes us, so I might as well get in front of that and just say, if someone recognizes us, I'm going to have to do something.
Okay. All right.
So when you and Kurt both sent that, I went, oh shit, they're probably right. This is what Smokey would have done anyway, so it fit right in.
All right. Now that Zuchy's back, he says, so I was able to hack into the system and I cut the alarm. So they won't notice that the thing's overcharging. So we should be able to get out of here in like an hour, but like that's still an hour. We should probably check on Brock. I mean, he's probably going to need more oxygen. I don't know. Should we risk going over to the hospital? Like, I don't know. Like, if they're going to be on patrol for us, but we want to make sure that he's okay.
Do I know that Huxley texted his mom?
I don't even think he's thinking about it, right? Because there's so much going on. Like, he texted her and hasn't gotten a response back. So, like, it's not in the forefront. Like, I don't think he would have been like, hey, I texted my mom and see what's up,
Yeah. Then I think he's just going to be like, I think our priority is just to get our stuff going. We got to go. I mean, like your mom said, like, we're not safe. So even being here is a little too dangerous. So we got to just do what we can and get the hell out of here.
Oh, my mom. And he like grabs his phone to see if she texted back, and she hasn't. He's, she didn't text back. I hope she's okay. I mean, you don't think they grabbed her, do you?
And he gives him kind of a side look and says, "You texted your mom."
Well, yeah. I mean, she was really concerned. I mean, she texted me like a whole bunch and like holds his phone out and like she shows all the messages.
Yeah, and he gives him like a fatherly stern look, like not like a super mad, but like a disappointed look, kind of like, they could have her phone and they could be monitoring anything, so they might know that we're here. The fact that you turned off our suits saves us some time, but now that they could be monitoring and saying like, well, where could they go to charge these suits? So we might have less time than we think.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh no.
And he puts a hand on his shoulder or whatever. He's like, all right, don't beat yourself up. Again, this is a tense situation. We're just trying to do the best we can. But now we might have less time than we actually think so we might have to cut this off shorter than we thought.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Should we get Mr. Smokey then?
Yeah, I think we should. And then he does the 3 rap on the door.
So yeah, can I initiate opening the door?
Mhm.
I'll lean back down first so I don't fall through the door, and I'll just just swivel my head back and just say, how much time do we need until they're all charged, or till we get a charge?
I mean, like an hour. I overclocked the thing, but I texted my mom, and Mr. Zuchy said that maybe they're monitoring her phone. So I don't know if we should leave sooner than later. And then he looks at its chronometer or whatever to see how long the suits have actually been charging.
It's probably been about 10 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
So we need at least an hour to get what we need to make a break for it. I don't know about you guys, but I think we got to wait, right? There's nothing else we can really do. There's no use making a break for it and us not being able to get anywhere. And I think we're kind of stuck at the moment.
I think Zuchy then says, I think we should all be in here, and I'll wait by the door, and if anything happens, we'll just have to break out, do the best we can.
So then it kind of dawns on Smokey that the stuff that John that I just said, that probably wasn't a good idea to sit outside the door. And he'll kind of sigh and shake his head and go, yeah, I'll come back in. But before you start doing any kicking, let's see if we can do some talking first. So you and I will both hang out near the door, and we'll decide whether you go through first or I go through first if someone shows up.
All right. So if we're getting 15 an hour, if it's been 10 minutes, we've got 2.5 power units into the suit so far.
Nope. Why don't who is standing at the door right now? I'm assuming Smokey is at the door. You're still in the hallway.
Yeah, but
then Zuchy was the one that came and knocked on the door, right?
Yeah. So I'm assuming Smokey's still on the outside, but he's walking back in because we were talking through the door. So I'm gonna make my way back in.
All right. In that case, Zuchy, go ahead and give me a focus test.
You know what? I figured I should have just kept my points in focus, and then I took it out, and I shouldn't have. But
and what are your expertise again?
My expertise, I've got Protector and Survivor.
Let's roll Survivor into this.
Ooh, yeah. So what's the DL going to be? Is it going to be a 5?
It starts off at 5, yeah.
Okay. So the Survivor I have is 3, so that makes it a 2, correct?
Brings it down to 2, yeah.
Sweet. Hamana. Okay, that is a 4.
Nice. All right. You guys are hitting that 2 above pretty well. So that's a yes and right there. Success and the edge. So you, as Smokey is walking, he's like, all right, and he grabs the chair and turns around and starts to walk back into the room. And so you guys are at the very end of the hallway, right? You came down from the warehouse and hooked right into the very first room that was there. Remember when you made your daring escape with the first time, there was that staircase that went down, right? So that's all right at the end of the hallway. So you guys came down from the warehouse right across the hallway. That's the door to that staircase, and you guys are right next to that. As Smokey is coming in, Zuchy, you're looking at Smokey, and then like just the suspicious one in you is like, okay, anybody else looking for us? There's no one in here. And then what catches your eye is on the door across the hall, there's like a little latch pat, like a little handle, right? And there was a green light lit up there. And then all of a sudden you hear a click sound, and that light turns from green to red.
So does that mean to me that everything is locked down? Or does that mean that the
Probably.
door is opening? Okay. So I haven't shut the door yet.
Okay.
I think I turned.
And you do have an edge. You do have an and.
Yep. God, what would that and be? Okay. I'm going to say that I'm able to shut the door as close as I can without it actually locking. So it has the mirage of looking like it's completely locked, but it isn't.
Oh, okay. So you're going to make sure that your door doesn't latch so that you're not stuck in. Good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I turn to Huxley and Smokey and I say, they're on lock. These rooms are all on lockdown. I actually got this one to not, as long as we don't push this one completely in all the way, we won't be locked in. But I have a feeling they're either going to be coming or they're going to be looking for us somewhere. I don't know if they're going to be looking here or not.
Well, I mean, if they have these locked down, they might not come to look right away. If they think that if we're here, that we're already stuck, maybe.
So maybe we just have to be prepared for if they decide to come in. And like you said, we have to do something here. We have to charge, otherwise we're not getting very far, very fast.
Yeah, if we get stuck, then there's no way to get through. I mean, we have to have the power to get through.
Yep. So he kind of looks at Smokey and he says, I think we need to have a plan. I think that one of us needs to be kind of on, and he kind of points to the part where the door kind of swings open and someone's right there on like say the door, like to the right of where the door opens basically. And then he's like, someone right here. And then he points to someone being like, kind of like where the, and then he thinks about it, and he kind of thinks about like maybe like where the door swings open, opposite wall, because if somebody decides to blow the door down or kick it down or something like that, if someone was behind the door, that's what he was kind of thinking before, like somebody behind the door, that it would actually hit the person. So they probably want to be, either completely across the way or maybe even kitty corner. Like even as I'm talking, I'm getting my accent in, like almost like kitty corner almost. So then it's a better angle. So he's like, well, maybe even this, maybe Smokey, maybe you're kitty corner from this door. So when it opens, you get a good like angle of fire, and I'll be right here, right next to the door. If somebody comes through, and I can either push them out or I can knock them out.
Sounds like a plan.
I want to look around the room. Is there so we're using the charging system that's built into the room. Correct. Is there a portable in here? I realize the odds of that are probably pretty small, but I mean, like, I don't know, like, what I would know about the warehouse. Like, if they have those, like, where would they be? Could we, like, sneak around and try to grab one? Like,
so I'll say, portable portable batteries and portable chargers do exist, right? You don't own one, so you know there isn't one in your room, in your
Right.
bay. You look around and there doesn't seem to be one in this bay. However, you have seen teams with them before and you know they exist. So there's probably at least one on this floor in this hallway somewhere.
But these doors are now currently locked down.
Well, at the very least, you know that the stairway door is on lockdown.
Oh, it wasn't all the doors in the hallway. It was just
You
the
know,
end
you
door?
know, at least that one is. Possibly the rest of them, you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't look outside, so you don't really know.
Yeah. He says, there. I mean, a couple of the crews. Somebody I think had a portable generator. There might be one. I mean, there's not one in here, and we don't have one. We didn't have enough rep for that, but there might be one in one of these rooms here. If we grab that, if it's already charged, we might be able to get here with less power, and then find a place to stop and charge the suits to make it the right. Like, I mean, we could run, until we're close, and then stop and charge. Maybe as long as there's nothing going on. I mean, we can find a safe spot, maybe.
Thank you. Let's not push it too much, but oh my goodness, sorry, Smokey,
Bless you, Mr. Smokey.
let's try to cut it as fine a line as we can.
On the inside of the visor.
Yeah.
Let's try to get as much charge as we can, and then also be prepared to make a break for it. So can Smokey start getting back into his suit, even though it's plugged in, or with Zuchy's plan, is that too far away from, being near the door and then where the suits are charging?
I mean, I guess it's a question for Jesse. I view it as kind of like the pump in a gas station, right? There's some flexibility with the hose where you're not like plugged in and like you've got 4 inches of cord to plug your suit in. Like it's got a couple of feet.
So it's not like you guys. So it's not like you guys can walk around the room in your suits with them plugged in, right? Like you can still get in and out of them. But yeah,
It's probably not enough to give me room for movement if something does happen.
Exactly,
Zuchy
yeah.
and I have to. Okay, so Smokey will just he'll just reiterate. Let's try to get as much as we can in here, and then make a break for it. We want to give us enough time to get out if we have to. So I guess we're just playing it by ear, guys, just to make sure we don't get spotted before we can get lost. So
So we're charging at 15 an hour, and it's going to take Smokey a full 15 power to get to under the bridge.
Yep.
And it's going to take Zuchy 10 and me 12.
Correct.
Okay. What's our time look like now? Like it's almost kind of happening in real time, I guess, sort of thing. But like,
right, yeah.
He's definitely aware of how long the suits are in. Like he's kind of keeping a mental kind of, because we're doing about a quarter unit per minute.
Yep. Yeah, so you've still got a good probably 45 minutes to go until you have enough juice to get Smokey there, at least on his own, right?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you all go ahead and give me a focus test? This is going to be this is a sensory thing to see if you hear any activity.
I got a 6. If I can
Nice.
add scout, it's a set. Well, I guess scout would lower the DL if it's applicable.
Correct,
I
yep.
guess. So it would take us to a 4. So that 6 is
Yep.
plus is over by 2.
Got a 5.
I also
Okay.
got a 5.
All right. So yeah, we all of you are successes. So you 3 can hear that it's kind of like there's almost a dead silence in the hallway right now. To the point where you have actually, there's no, like, you guys are right underneath the warehouse, right? So there's always that kind of constant hum of the activity above you. And that the drumming of the sound of the transporters and the loaders and everything like that has slowed. The activity is lessened up top now, and it's now an eerie quiet in the hallway. And the one thing that you hear is the ding of an elevator and the slow opening of the doors.
Oh, I have an end or
Go
an
ahead.
edge or whatever we're calling it.
Yep.
The person who walks out of the elevator is Briston.
Nice. So yeah, you actually hear faint murmurings, and then not a yell, but a loud voice down the hall, because the elevator's about halfway down the hallway, right? From down the hall, getting steadily closer, Briston yells out to you, "All right, boys, it's time to come out. Time to get this over with. You played this game long enough."
Zuchy
Oh, no.
gets in his suit and gets by the door.
Huxley's still in
Are
the suit.
you unplugging your suit?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, Mr. Briston's always been on our side. Do you think he turned us in? I mean, we can't hurt him.
Oh, really?
He sent Mr. Smokey the text about when he was in the bar to leave. I mean,
So I'll look to Zuchy and get yourself ready. Let me go out in the hallway and see what's going on. And Smokey will walk over towards the door slowly,
should we
just to
pretend we're not here?
give Huxley and Zuchy a minute to, if they have any other thoughts on him doing this.
Zuchy puts a hand on Smokey as he's about to go through the door, and he says, "Well, if you really want to talk to him, why don't you talk to him from here?"
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm being a bit too rash.
I
So-
might have a cream.
And Smokey will
damn
start
it.
laughing. So Smokey will just yell, we'll be out in a minute. Give us a second. And then see what he says back. Occupado.
He says, "I don't think I can keep them from coming in too much longer." And then you hear another voice, and it's slightly muffled, and it almost sounds like if it's over a speaker. And it says, "You have 30 seconds to comply, or else we are coming to get you."
Huxley's just looking
Smoke-
back and forth between Zuchy and Smokey.
Smokey's gonna slip some stuff out of, I was gonna say a pocket on his suit, but like a storage area on his suit, and put him into his pocket on on the pants he's wearing now, and just look to Zuchy and go, well, let me pop out and see what's going on. I'll be right back. And he'll walk out through the door to go talk to Briston.
Zuchy will let him.
So if you pop out of the door into the hallway, and you see Briston walking up the hall. He's probably about 20 or so feet away from you now, maybe 25. Taking his time, too. He's not in a hurry. And behind him are 3 security guards. All decked out in SWAT gear. Each with a baton in one hand, tasers latched on their belts. They've got the wrist, like the zip ties and all that kind of stuff. So they're all ready to take you guys in, basically.
Not in suit, not without suits or not.
So Smokey will just sorry, Briston, but some stuff came up and I had to help my guy, and we had to do some stuff and make some decisions. So none of it was meant to be kind of impacting other than us. I hope that's understood.
Listen, what you did was you. I get it. But you shouldn't have come back. You messed up, kid. We gave you a chance now. And when he says that, the security guard up front kind of turns to him a little bit. And he says, gave you a chance and you threw it away. That's it. You got one shot. You blew it.
Okay. You're going to have to tell me if this is physically possible, Jesse. But, so what I grabbed out of my suit was some blast paste. So if it looked like Smokey was playing pocket pull for a minute, he was just kind of rubbing it together to get it activated and get it into like a ball shape.
Oh man, okay.
And then just look over to Briston and just say, you may want to hit the floor. And then I'm going to pull my hand out of my pocket and put my arm back and try to throw it at the guards.
Oh shit. Yeah, go ahead.
At the guard or like at the ceiling to like collapse the thing? Like I don't
guard.
care. Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, because so it was one guard with Briston, or was there more than one?
It was 3 guards with Briston.
Yeah. So I was trying to throw it amongst them. So I wasn't trying to, get it at one. Okay, what would this be, Jesse?
Well, I mean, you have demolitions, right? So I guess this depends on what's your goal with throwing it. Or is your intent to harm them? Is it to to take out the structure around them? Is it to slow them down somehow? Are you just straight up trying to kill them? Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I think it's more cause something, while Smokey's winding up, he's going to shout back, get your suits on and grab my suit, because it's just for us to get away. So I wouldn't be aiming it, to hit the guards in the head, but maybe, yeah, like John said, either up on the ceiling or on the floor. I'm just trying to think, probably ceiling would be the better. So if it comes down onto them or blocks them a bit, I think that would be what I would be going for.
Okay, yeah. All right. In that case, I'll let you go ahead and throw your demolitions in there as a, structurally, what to hit.
Ooh, do you want to tag your? Do you have an edge you want to tag? What's your driver?
Well, it's either protector or watch stuff burn. So I don't know. Watching stuff.
I don't know.
Burn
Watch the world
help.
burn. Might fit in. Might fit in here.
Okay. Cool. And I'm just trying to think what skill it would be. Right? Would
I thought Jesse said demolitions.
Demolition. Okay.
I think that would definitely fit in. So what's your level in that?
I have +1 on that.
All right, so that brings you down to 4.
Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think.
Yeah, but he's asking what skill he would use to roll the dice. So probably agility if you're trying to throw it against the
see
wall.
what you're saying. What I meant. Yeah. So that would probably be agility then. You're going more for accuracy than you are distance or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not very agile.
I could maybe see
focus.
I could maybe see brains or focus.
Okay, I like that better.
But that might be a little bit. I might knock the DL up on that a little bit if you use those ones.
Well, I would take that because my agility's a 1.
No.
So let's do it this way. Instead of just the initial, split-second reaction, and I chuck it to try to, throw a strike, right? That would be agility. I'm just trying to get it over the plate. So maybe I take a second or two with either brains or focus to, look at the ceiling, look at the, get like a angle and all that kind of stuff. So if it was, like, okay, I have to hurry up and do this quick, maybe it would be agility. But if I take a split second,
absolutely
map it out. Okay.
Yeah. If you were kind of dealing demolition,
your spot out too while you were warming it up. So
yeah. If you deal in demolitions, you're not going to just go out there and go, oh, I think it goes right here. Like you're going to know where to throw it or where to put it. So.
Okay, cool. That sounds, I like that better.
All right. So there you go. So you're going to roll with brains. You're taking 1 away with demolitions, but I'm putting 1 back. Okay. So you're still rolling. So you're still rolling against a 5.
A 5. A 6. 4, 5, 6.
Nice. That's a yes.
So a whole bunch of ceiling tile. Well, it probably wouldn't be ceiling tile, right? But drop ceiling.
Are you going ceiling or floor on this one?
I think it'd be ceiling because then if it hits them, because if I blow a hole in the floor, they can just hop over, right? I'm not trying to kill them, but if they get knocked down and a whole bunch of stuff falls on them.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. So
does you hit the ground though? That's
throw it
the
up against the ceiling. Yep, you managed to collapse the ceiling onto the guards, so that it impedes their. One of them gets knocked to the ground, another one kind of gets tripped up by it. It's enough of a block for them that they can get through, but it's going to take them a little while, right? And I will say you did specifically say that you're going after the guards. Briston does dive to the ground, but he is saved from most of the debris from this. But you now have 3 guards, knocked down, 1 incapacitated, 2 delayed, and Briston prone on the ground. And he just kind of looks at you and he goes, "You damn son of a bitch."
Look, I'm getting soft in my old age. And he, he'll be a bit jovial about it, but I left too many friends, left too many people behind, whether, not giving a shit or not, focusing. Stuff popped up. I got to help these guys, and I can't turn my back on them. Nothing personal, nothing that, it's just I got to do what I got to do, whether that's to make amends or, to assuage my own guilt. Shit happens and some shit happens. So I got to see this one through.
Go ahead and roll presence.
Okay. I like that because I have quite a few of those.
And you have what? Fast talker too, right? Or something like that?
That talker. Yeah.
Talker. Yeah, go ahead. We're going to use that too.
So the talkers, I kept that at the +2. So then that drops the DL down to 3, then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 5.
Nice. So yeah, Briston kind of stands up, like wipes some of the dust and everything off of him. I can't blame you. Listen, I can't help you out the way that I did before. All right, I'm already going to be in the shit for here. They're going to throw me in the hole for sure.
I wouldn't ask. I'm not asking. I wouldn't ask. But I appreciate everything. And do I have the keys to the bar on me?
Yeah, probably.
So I'll take them and throw them to Briston and say, look, there's probably not much left. I did a pretty good job on it. And I'll say, I learned from the best. But there is a bit of real estate over there that, once everything gets cleared up and you get out of the hole, maybe you can rebuild and you got something for yourself. And I'll throw him the keys.
I'm saying, honestly, this is the better severance package that I'm going to be getting anyway, I bet.
So after all this talk, Zuchy actually shows up with Smokey's suit and Brock right behind him. He says, "Okay, time for conversating is over. Time to go."
Huxley runs out.
Brock,
Oh my God, you blew up the hallway.
Yeah, Briston will look back at the guards and he's like, "I'm figuring you got maybe 2 minutes till you get out of here." And that's if they haven't locked down the loading bays already. So I think you I think you all got to be skedaddling right about now.
So go ahead.
No, it's good.
I was just gonna say, as Smokey's getting into a suit, Huxley just starts throwing the doors open if they're open, or kicking them open if they're not, to see if he can find this friggin' portable generator. Like if it's just within eye, like he kicks the door open, looks in, I don't see it, kick the next door open, because it's gonna take him a minute to get in the suit.
Give me just a straight up D6 roll.
All right. 3, right in the middle.
3. All right. We'll say that you kick open a couple of doors and you finally do see a generator. You see a portable, not a generator, but a portable battery sitting there. And you find that just as there's a brief moment where all the lights in the hallway turn out, and you're flooded with a pulsing orange light.
Like an emergency light comes up?
Like an emergency light, yeah.
Okay. If I have time, I'll grab it. I mean, I assume
You got
Zuchy
some, yeah.
helping him.
Can't take you
get his
5
suit
seconds
on.
to get in and out of there, so.
Yeah. You're muted, Kurt. You're muted.
Sorry. Smokey's all set up or whatever, and like Zuchy or Huxley comes through the door, and he like Zuchy does like a grab and like, we gotta go.
I got it.
Good job, kid. Now we gotta ski daddle.
Ooh.
And so Smokey will, if we're going to start booking it down the hall, he'll look back to Briston and just, look very serious for a moment and just say, look, I'm really sorry. I appreciate it, but I'm doing good for good reasons. And hopefully it doesn't bounce too much back on you.
Yeah, that's what you've always said, kid.
I try. Smokey gets all teary-eyed and turns and starts running down the hallway.
He's like, can you and he turns to Zuchy and he goes, can you do me a favor real quick? Just so I got something. Like not too hard, but can you just get me right here?
And he just kind of like, he doesn't even say anything. He just kind of nods or whatever, and then just gives him just enough to like not really hurt him, but also like
leave a mark.
Like, yeah, even though he like helped us, he also kind of fucked us too. So he's like little something to remember him by.
As he says that to you, he stands back up straight and he goes, "You goddamn sons of bitches, you ain't getting nowhere." And he like starts running at you.
Yeah. And he'll just like, he'll do one of those things where, in a movie where like someone looks like they're just kind of like just aggressively going. He like patiently waits for him to get into arm's length and just poof, just smacks him one on the head and knocks him on his ass.
Nice. Yep. There you go. And he basically like you just hit him and he like goes up against the wall and like stumbles backwards and falls down, clearly kind of overproducing the whole thing, but all right. Now where are you guys going?
I guess
out of here.
Away from the door, right? I mean, if that's the closest thing, try to open up that spiral staircase. I know it was locked.
Well, where are you going?
Where? I guess back out through the main door.
So
right,
that's just right up. So are you going away or into Ingram?
I mean, Huxley's not leading, but his thought would be to get away. But I mean, he's obviously going to follow wherever these guys.
No.
Yeah, there's no way we want to try to walk through Ingram as much as possible. We want to get the easiest way to fucking get out.
So you're going back up through the warehouse and going out that way.
Yeah, I think we have to.
Cool.
Attempting to, anyway.
Yeah. If he says we have 2 minutes, we're not going to take the long way around. So.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. So it's just a ramp up into the warehouse, and when you get up there is there's the receptionist on the left side, and that has been completely shuttered now. So like literal like blast shield dropped across it. And there are a handful of the service and warehouse bots just kind of flying in and out. And two of them they all kind of have like yellow either green or red activation lights, depending on if they're on or off. Most of them, a lot of them have turned off. A few of them are on. And there is one that's on that is basically like a forklift that is by the loading bay door to the elevator that you need to go down. And there is one hauler bot, which is basically one that like grabs payload to put into the loading bays, that is making its way over to you guys. And at that point, its light goes from green to yellow. And then as it kind of flashes a few times, it kind of does like a quick yellow, 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 shuts off, and then turns blue. And begins to make its way towards you guys.
Blue's not great.
Yeah, blue is the color of the and stuff, right?
Well, so we would know that having passed through here. Like, is blue a color that these bots express?
You have never seen these things turn blue before.
Of course not.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah. I rush right at the bot. I'm gonna go fucking go after it.
Nice.
I'm not giving it a chance.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I am going to. Jeez. Sorry, I'm just looking at my tweaks. And I think I'm going to use. Oh, never mind. Maybe I won't use that just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, actually, I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to use blurred.
Ooh.
So this is, you move fast enough that it makes you harder to hit. You gain an edge against hostile enemies while moving and acting simultaneously.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do one of these little fake outs where I start running at it full bore. And you said this thing kind of has like the arms that it picks up huge payloads and stuff like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm basically going to run at it like it's like going to look like it's just going to grab me and squeeze me. And then I'm going to do kind of like a baseball slide and come up behind it. And I'm going to try to find like a weakness in the back of it. And I'm just going to just try to punch it as hard as I can.
Perfect. Go ahead. The DL for this thing is going to be 4.
Okay.
And if you're using your edge from blurred, that's going to bring it down to 3.
Okay. Okay. That is a 4.
All right. So that's a yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to. So this thing starts getting, and it's got like the like tank treads on it to help it move around, you know, and so as it pivots and starts to wheel towards you, they said you just few steps, slide under this thing, get up behind it, and give it kind of like a nice solid punch right towards like the access panel area, where you think it might be a little weak. And as you lay a solid punch into it, you see everything kind of dent behind it. So you definitely have affected it. So one thing, quick into a quick change of what we've done. So beforehand, all the enemies and everything like that had the same exact stats as characters. Now they'll have a certain amount of beats. So however many hits it takes to take them out. or successes that you need if it's a hazard or anything like that. They'll also have, just like you guys have, a certain amount of armor points. So in order to, before you can actually affect them, you have to take their armor down. So basically what Zuchy has done is taken away one of its armor. So you have damaged its armor so far.
Okay.
How about Hux and Smokey?
So I think Huxley draws his pistol and starts yelling, if it's Anne, we've got to stop it. We've got to help them. If she knows they're here, everybody's in danger. And then just like pops off a couple of shots.
Go ahead.
All right. So you said it was a 4. Are we using?
This one's a 4. Yes.
We've been using Scout for that sort of pistol combat stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It's agility. It's a 6, baby.
Nice. And what was your what's your Scout?
+1. So I brought it down to a 3. So it's
3 and a 6. So that is an extreme. So one little change we've done too is there are now extreme successes and failures. So in this instance, you have gotten more than 2 above. So that is an extreme success with an edge. So it's basically you get you can do, because you're using your pistol and an attack, you could do 2 harm and still get an edge. You could do 1 harm and get 2 edges, however you want to balance it out.
I think 2 damage and an edge. It's probably the way to go.
Sounds good.
Because if she's in it, we got to try to knock it out.
Yep.
So
you hit it with the shot and you pierce through the outer shell of this thing, of the casing, and you hit something vital inside, where this thing doesn't completely stop moving, but one of the treads stops going temporarily, and you kind of see a little bit of a short circuit inside before it begins to spool up again.
I'd like, I don't know if this is possible, I'd like the edge to be that it, like, the vital thing is like its communication, so like it severs the signal maybe.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, so you actually see this the light on the front of this thing turns from blue, it temporarily blinks out and goes back to yellow.
Yeah, so I think he's just I think I severed the connection. And then he looks at the quick turns to the other one to see if it's also blue, or if anything else.
The other one is still green at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, and he's done for the scene, but like in his mind, he's thinking like, well, how could she access this area? Like, we're protected. No one knows we're here. Like, even if we had a high enough ping when we came back, like, how could she access it inside unless someone was in here? Right. Like, that's the stuff that's kind of running through his mind is all that's going on.
Sounds good. What about Smokey?
So I was going to, if that's what we're thinking, right, that it's Anne, if I can, so Jesse, tell me if this is possible, right? Because one of the things for my suit that I picked was, so I did surge stuff with the hex suit.
Okay.
And with that, it says either, the one is cause damage by energizing the signal, or the other one is intensify the signal disabling sensors and comms.
Yep.
So while this is all going on, I see a blue light, I kind of think I know what that means, or, the assumption of what it means. And then Huxley saying, mentioning about Anne and the signal. If I do ill act, can I check and see, right? If I try to use the signal and it's not letting me do anything, right? Nothing's coming out, no laser bolts are coming out of my fingers or anything, then that would mean that it's not the signal. But if it does, if I do get a feeling, if it does, a readout is saying that the signal's around me, then I'm going to use that to disable, the sensors and the comms and the, what it says, temporarily disable sensors and comms within a medium range. So I think I want to use ill act to see either A, if the signal is here, or B, if it's not here, that kind of thing, and then react afterwards.
Sounds good. All right, so we're gonna do a surge then. So because you don't have a reserve right now, you are gonna be able to roll 1d6.
Okay.
All right. And as long as you roll 2 or above, you don't tap into your remaining power. If you roll a 1, then you do. And that brings you down 1 less power than you already have.
Well, I think Smokey's just freaking out, right? Because as soon as Huxley says it's Anne, he's like, well, fuck it. He grabbed the battery, so he'll plug me in and will get me there one way or another by hook or by crook. So
now I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you can if you just gamble 1 power, basically, if you just do a surge of 1, then that will let you target that one, the one thing that's in front of you right now, right?
Yeah.
The more power you gamble with, the more targets you can hit.
I think Smokey's thinking, he's not trying to blast everything that's here.
So you're just going for this 1?
Well, because I want to see, right? If I go to do this and it doesn't work, then it's not the signal. And then we're like, okay, well, we'll just let Zuchy go, kick a few and Huxley take another lucky shot. If it does react and it is a signal, then it's like, okay, fuck, we got to get out of here even quicker. I'm not looking to finish the fight now. This was just me gaming the system sounds wrong, right? Because I have
testing the waters
power.
almost. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Holy shit.
All right, cool.
I have a power that can tap into the signal. If it comes back, then that kind of thing.
Perfect. All right, yeah, go ahead. So it's going to be 1d6. As long as you roll 2 or above, you're fine.
3.
Perfect. Okay, good. So you don't drain any power right now doing this.
So what I said, John, was even if I did drain some power, I went, screw it. You found a battery, and I'll just take some energy from you guys when we're running.
So yeah, you almost kind of you throw the feelers out there, right? Yeah. And you do get a bounce back. And what you actually the 2 senses come in almost at the same time, right? Where you do get an inkling, a sense of the network existing, like a sense of the signal existing right now. And then there's a shudder, almost like a shake or a violent movement from the pack.
That was my terrible thought. I didn't want to say it.
So where does that leave us now?
With Zuchy killing both of us. Sweet trying to kill Barat.
You're the only one that knows this right now.
All right, now's not the time to have deep conversations.
All right, Zuchy, what are you doing?
So as far as we know, everything is disabled right now for the most part. There's nothing that's blue right now.
Correct. Although you're behind it, so you can't even necessarily see that. So you've slid under the thing. You're behind it. You gave it a punch. You heard the fight. You heard the gunshot, and you've obviously heard the impact on the robot, on the machine in front of you.
And Huxley
Huxley
said that he
yelled.
disabled
This
it. He
thing-
thought.
Huxley
Yeah. So
yelled
this
that
thing
he'd
has been
severed-
seriously damaged.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
Huxley yelled that he had severed the signal, or he thought he severed the signal.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think Zuchy would just continue to run to get to a door to get it open so we can get out.
Sounds good. So you're just gonna run to the elevator door then?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me an agility test just to get out of the reach of this thing without being hurt, without being caught. I'm going to give you an edge on it because you are behind it. So instead of rolling at the 4, you're going to be rolling at a 3.
Okay. Oh, that's a 6.
Nice. Yeah. So you basically get that's an extreme. So you get out of the way of this thing. And you can actually throw 2 edges in the way if you'd like.
Okay.
You can do 2 of whatever you like to this.
Okay. I think one of the edges is. So here's a question then.
Yeah.
So kind of what we talked about with core, but I don't know if you're going to want to do the same with, what you've got going now. It can affect anything besides just what's happening.
Anything at all. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to say that the first edge is that Hux and Smoke actually make it past that machine without any problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to say that when I get to the elevator door, I'm able to open it. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, this thing luckily when they locked down the hallway and everything, right? And they turn this thing onto defense, right? When whatever took control of this is trying to stop you. They did not expect you to get out of that hallway. Like they didn't expect this to go the way it did, right? They were like, okay, they must be in that room. They're out of the suits. This is our chance. We're going to send some security guards up there. We're going to apprehend them. They didn't expect you guys to do this. So they didn't bother locking down the warehouse itself. So when you run over to the door, and first off, that little forklift bot, that machine, its light has turned off, right? It's gone from not just green to red, but green to silent. And when you run over to that door, you're expecting to try to pry it open or do something, and it just slides right open for you.
Yeah. So then Zuchy looks to Huxley and Smokey and is like, "Let's go."
But if she got in, then someone has to be inside, right? I mean, there's no way that they could get into the. I mean, Ingram's protected, and she.
Hey, I'm not worried about that right now. We need to go.
But Miss Joanna's here. We can't leave her if Ann knows where she is.
Smokey will start waving his arms like he's trying to like herd cats and just say, "No, the best thing for Miss Joanna is for us to get out, and we'll talk about it once we're away from Ingram. But let's get moving." And I'll kind of bear in on Huxley with, we got to get out of here, and we'll talk when we're out, but let's get away from Ingram.
He definitely like dramatically pauses, kind of like in the threshold of the door, and like looks back. Just, not that she's gonna come walking in or anything, but like just that hesitation of like, if something's here, then we should stay and help them.
Yeah.
But then like, you persuade him, like, come on, and like grab his arm or whatever, and he'll follow, but he's not happy.
Yeah. I'll leave it at that, right? We won't expand more on that. We'll let that stew with Huxley for a bit. But, Smokey did say, we'll talk about it when we're away from Ingram. The best thing we can do is get away from Ingram for the moment. The best thing for everybody is to get away from Ingram. And Smokey can take that, or not Smokey, Huxley can take that,
Yeah.
We need to get away. It's better if we get away.
Okay. Yep. I mean, he's running with you, but like I said, he's not. He's sullen and quiet as we're running.
Yeah. So we'll let to see if that stews for a bit until Smokey can explain it. Until Huxley shivs him when he turns around.
Huxley points us in the direction of heading towards under the bridge.
All right. Yeah. And so you guys begin to run towards the woods that are to the east. And as you're running, it's late day now. Sun is kind of casting a long shadow in front of you. And the three of you just start to book it. And the screen goes dark for a moment. And then there is a subtle glow that comes up as the safety lights inside of the med pod are there, with Brock just kind of huddled up slightly. And as his eyes suddenly kind of pop open, and there's a dull blue glow to the rings around his eyes.
Thanks, I hate it.
Screw you, man.
And we'll call it there.
God damn it. All right. Well, I can't wait to post-show this. Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for watching, I guess. I don't know. So that's it. That's cool. It's fine. It's not gonna be terrible at all. Kurt, what do you got going on? What do you want to plug?
Oh, we're still releasing episodes of Thief Like Me. We're also still putting out episodes of Core Noir. Me and Tracy just recorded an episode talking about the games Meadow by Rebel Studios, and God damn it, I can't think of how to say it because we screwed up how we were supposed to say it. Now I can't remember. Verdant by AE James / Flat Out Games. Two wonderfully good Tableau games. So as of this recording, we'll probably get that out actually tomorrow because I wasn't able to get all the editing out today. So see that very soon. And yeah, we'll have some stuff coming out in the future. So tune in.
Cool.
Awesome.
The MFG Cast podcast. I didn't even say it. Let's make sure I actually tell people where to go.
Yeah. All right. We have our Patreon up. You want to throw a couple of credits our way? That's cool. Ratings and reviews on whatever your podcatcher of choice is, probably helpful. Smash that like button, ring that bell. I don't know, whatever. Like, thanks for watching. It's cool. We hope that you're enjoying it. All the things. Yeah, I guess that's probably it. We have links for stuff in the show notes for core stuff, even though Runners isn't core anymore. There's still links for Core Cthulhu and WWA and a bunch of other stuff. So check that out. Yeah, thanks for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.